Hey guys, me again. And this is my devlog. It's been a couple of days and we've actually done quite a lot. I just didn't have the time to quickly record a devlog yesterday, so we're just gonna have to just do quite a lot. And I think I might also go into my actual project and just run through it all, just as like a step checkpoint thing now that I finished my alpha and tutorial. So starting off, I'm pretty sure we went through this, but the gun models actually work now. So I don't know why I'm crouching. If it ever actually moves on to the gun models. There we go. So they do shoot. I'm pretty sure we went through this already, and it obviously does the damage. All guns are different with damage and like recoil and stuff. So obviously each one's different. We've gotten rid of the interact prompt. It was too buggy. It just wasn't worth it. And obviously I'm pretty sure the next one is that this me on about the tutorial. So where I've got a tutorial in my game now, it's not needed. I don't think it would have been cool, but it was just too buggy, and I was getting more confused than anything with how it works. So it shouldn't impact gameplay too much, but obviously the players are just going to have to realise that, oh, it's a weapon, I need to pick that up, and then have to press E to pick it up rather than being prompted every time. So it could be good for my game, it could be bad, but I guess we'll just see how it goes, and then maybe if I keep working on this after the project's handed in, or even if I have time after most of the production's done, then I can work on it again and try and get it all figured out. We now have teleporters between the games. I didn't realise that my mic was on for this one. And it teleports. That's quite embarrassing actually, I didn't realise that my mic was on for that one. Excuse that. But yeah, no, obviously teleporters that take you from level to level. So it'll probably be different with most levels. But for the tutorial and alpha, those are pretty going to be how you teleport to different levels. So we've also made a laser gun, which is very much inspired off of a Nerf gun, but honestly it's quite simple at the minute. But I'm considering working on it more or making a unique texture for it. But the bullets are cool. I quite like the bullets compared to obviously the big glowing cube. And then obviously you've got the fire rate's a lot higher as well, obviously, as you can see. And these ones don't actually do damage to yourself, luckily. So obviously the cube launcher packs a punch, as you can see. So yeah, that's going to be the tutorial gun. So obviously it's like a toy gun, it's like a practicing gun. So I felt it was quite fitting for a tutorial, to be honest. But as I say, the only thing I think it does need a bit more texturing, because just a bright yellow gun is a bit off-putting. And maybe the scale a bit. But other than that, I think it should be okay. I'm quite proud of it, the detail I have put into it. So that led me on to then designing my tutorial level. So it's just, you have to just run through it all. There's obviously the text to say what you're doing. I actually forgot to put in the crouching mechanic and given the test for the crouching. So that's fun. So that's obviously showing development and all that. Obviously pick up to shoot and key to drop. It's quite funny to see the development of just when I've been finishing designing the tutorial just now and obviously coming into this. But yeah, so you're not really missing out much there, and then you go for the door and there's the teleporter. Well, there will be the teleporter in there anyway. So yeah, that's that one. I think there's a different sound in the background now. So then obviously that area needed an enemy. So if we just skip to the enemy. So this took way much too long to do, but I used Blender to create like an Overwatch style training bot. Obviously the player can do damage with this is a laser gun, so I didn't want to make it too powerful, but at the same time the robot does no damage to you as well. Except I've changed it since the video, so you're gonna have to trust me on that one. I added more detail to the area as well, and obviously the teleporter room's completely changed with the glowing teleporter now as well. So a lot of development, I think. Now it's the finished tutorial level. Whereas now you've got the crouch, and obviously this is all covered up more now as well. the background where the combat zone is as you go towards it. But yeah, that doesn't really changed. So obviously that's the tutorial level finished now. There's been a couple of minor changes, but other than that, that's all finished. So then obviously I went into my alpha level and just wrapped up that pretty much. I did the last couple of things, the last sounds and stuff. The only thing I do need to add is gun sounds, but I need to be into college to do that because I need the access to the microphone so I can record my Foley for them. But yeah, obviously it hasn't changed at all really, except for obviously the enemies changed a lot, the guns changed a lot, and obviously there's music in the background, etc. But yeah, like obviously the enemy's got a health bar now. You also take damage, and there is also a teleporter in that crawl space now, so it's not actually completely useless, and it takes you to the next level. So to run off of that, I won't play it, but I basically played the old alpha and played the current state of the alpha and like compared them in a video. It's not a very informative video. It's basically just me playing my own game and being like, oh wow, that's cool, it's changed a lot now. But yeah, I feel like that was actually quite beneficial because then I can see the progression that has been made since obviously when I pretty much first started the project, because that alpha was a couple of days after I actually opened and started the project. So literally from when I started the project to now, within the couple of weeks that it's been, I've progressed quite a lot, and it actually inflates my ego a little bit because I'm like, oh wow, if I can do all this changes and stuff in a couple of weeks, what can I actually do by the end of the product? But yeah, that's the last thing I've done today. So yeah, it's all sort of important and boring theory work, but if we go into my actual game, whenever it loads, so we're just going to play, just turn them all the way down and full screen that. So obviously you have the play, just takes you to tutorial. The level select is all updated now. Obviously House, Radioactive and Wonderland need to be made first, but obviously to have 3 levels done by this point, obviously Cubes is still very much a work in progress. I think it's okay. All of these settings work. Full screen, change the resolution. Obviously it won't do anything because I'm in full screen in the editor. Obviously unlimited, whatever one you want of these. You can invert mouse, you can change your sensitivity. Credits. So if we just go into, let's just press play. That's the tutorial. Obviously you guys have already seen this. I'm not going to actually do the crouch. This one's the hard one to do. And obviously there's also, I forgot to mention in my tutorial as well, like if you fall here, you won't get teleported all the way back. You'll be teleported up here. And there's like different checkpoints around the map, so you don't have to go all the way back. The thing is that if you die 100%, you do get sent all the way back, but I guess that's sort of the risk of dying, I suppose. Obviously wall jumps, I had to change this quite a bit as well. So obviously you got the gun. Oh no, there's a wall. You have to shoot the wall, that disappears. And obviously the enemy's down there. Q to drop your weapon if you want to. Obviously the weapons, like, he's not like insanely overpowered. Like he does 10 health at a time. I think I do more damage to myself. And obviously these are going to have these like cube things, lucky block type things on them as well. But they are trippy as hell. I don't know whether I'm going to keep them, but obviously you shoot it disappears. There's a troll one. You're going to shoot a different one. I'm going to probably make another weapon as well, just to show that there are going to be other weapons in the game for the tutorial, and probably like a collectible or something there as well. But obviously here's the key. Without the key, you can't open the door. But you can actually see the teleporter through, so you know you need to get in there. Obviously collecting the key, going through the teleporter, takes you to the alpha. So obviously we all know the alpha quite well. Is my playground for the testing all the stuff, except I can't play my own game apparently. Get the gun first. Obviously sneaking under. Grab the key. Key found. Open the door. Kill the enemy. And then obviously go through, do the teleporter, and then you're in cubes. I need to start working more on cubes because I've just created this like runway thing that's actually fairly difficult for the pretty well. What was going to be the exact first level before I even worked or made the idea for the alpha and tutorial. But obviously, it's just going to take time, and where I've been wanting to do more than just place cubes around the border and then work on the parkour and stuff afterwards and making keys and doors and stuff. I just thought it's a better use of my time to work on other things. But now, obviously, I'm in a state of my game where I kind of need to start working on cubes because everything else is done. So it's actually quite some cool parkour. Like, you have to actually... I don't know how you're going to get over there yet, but I'm sure the players will work it out. Obviously, you can double wall jump, so that's probably going to be the most easy way to get up there. But yeah, and then obviously got all the options and the continue, the quit. But yeah, overall I'm actually happy with the progress. I feel like the devlogs and the writing on the slides, etc., obviously showing all the development. Like, this is just within a couple of days worth of work. I don't know when I last edited this, but yeah, and having built the alpha, put out the alpha, I've got more feedback, I'm pretty sure, as well. I'm about to receive more feedback, and I've received more as well about the optimization and the lower motion blur. You can crouch when wall running, but for all I know, that could be a feature. So I'm not sure yet. But movement feels great, so obviously that's a good compliment for me to take. And we've already gone through this feedback. But yeah, overall I feel like I'm making steady progress towards the project deadline. And yeah, I'm happy with my progress. So I will speak to you guys in the next devlog. So whenever, I'll probably be on about cubes and how I'm developing that level into more of a game than just finish the parkour and that's it. It's just an open world after that. I'll see you guys later.